Make Q A go now. That's easy. Chris Sabin. He's my favorite TNA star. He's my favorite wrestler to watch. And he has been for, I think, about 5 years now. I just think the guy is freaking incredible with the stuff he can do. In fact, I'll tell you the exact moment I became a fan of his. I don't know if it was the first time I saw him, but it was the first time I really noticed him. It was, I was watching the Best of the X Division DVD. I think it was the first one. And there was this Battle Royal match. I think for the World X Cup. There were like 4 guys left in the ring. And there was this one dude who was going up to the top turnbuckle to do like a moonsault or a plancha or something. And Sabin sees him. And then in one fluid motion, Sabin springs up. He runs up the turnbuckle like a cat. Grabs the guy. German suplexes him halfway across the ring. And he did this so damn fast too. And that was the first moment where I just sat like straight up in my seat. I'm like, holy crap. And I had to rewind it and then watch it again like 5-6 times because it was such an awesome spot. So that was the first time I really noticed him. On the same DVD, there was this match, Sabin versus Samoa Joe. I forget when it was. It was not too long after Joe joined the company. It might have been from Hard Justice. There was this one sequence where Sabin's on the ring apron and Joe is like bounding off the ropes and he's charging straight at him full speed. And then Sabin does this huge missile drop kick, nails Joe. Joe rolls onto the ring apron. Sabin hits another huge drop kick. Joe goes out to the floor and Sabin hits another missile drop kick, sends him flying into the ring barrier. And then he's like, he's smashing his hands on the ring apron. He's screaming, getting the crowd into it. And that's when I just sat up and like, yes, I like this guy. This guy is fucking awesome. And, ever since then, he's been my favorite wrestler. I don't know if I could pick a favorite moment necessarily. I can tell you what my favorite match was. My favorite TNA match, in fact, my favorite wrestling match of all time, period, AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Petey Williams, Ultimate X. Which, to this day, I still think is the best Ultimate X match in TNA history. I don't think anything has topped that one yet. I absolutely love that match. Everything from the booking, the timing, the innovative spots they came up with, the story they told, how AJ's arm kept getting injured, and then he had to power through the injury anyway and come out on top. And then at the end, where you had Sabin and Petey at the top of the X, like jockeying for like control of the belt, both of them trying to grab the belt at the same time. Then AJ springboards off the ropes and grabs it at the last minute. Fucking love that match. It's my favorite match of all time. So, I guess if I had to pick a favorite moment, that would probably be it. Honestly, I don't think so. I think the reason that we had that huge boom in the 90s was because all of a sudden you had everyone and their brother doing new and different stuff. You had ECW, you had the Attitude Era on Raw, you had the NWO on Nitro. I mean, it was a time when the business was really being revolutionized and everyone was doing stuff that you'd never seen before and presenting wrestling in ways that it had never been presented before. And that's why it was so huge, because it was such an exciting time. And I don't think there's ever going to be another time like that, because now pretty much everything has been done already. I mean, there's nothing new or innovative or really interesting about wrestling right now. I mean, and that's why the audience has been leaving over the last few years. And I think if there's ever going to be another huge wrestling boom like that, it's going to take somebody with the balls to take some big risks, to put it all on the line, somebody who's really in tune with modern culture, someone with the innovation and the creativity to find a totally new way of presenting wrestling, a way that it's never been presented before, not in the Attitude Era, not ever. And at this point, that's going to be really hard. And honestly, I do not see it happening with the people currently running things. Vince, Dixie, I just don't think they have the vision to pull something like this off. And worse, I don't think they're even smart enough to know that it needs to be done and know that they need to hire the people who are smart enough to know how to do this. And it just seems really, really unlikely to me, and that's kind of sad. I don't think so. Doug Williams seems to be aligned with Fortune now, actually. I don't know if you noticed this. He wasn't really visible when it happened, but he was with them when they beat down the EV2 guys. He was the one who jumped Sandman on the steps. And I don't know if he's in the group, but he seems to be affiliated with them now. And if this is as big an angle as it looks like it will be, it could mean more screen time for the X Division champion, which means more importance for the X Division. Also, they're teasing a program now between him and Jay Lethal. And I've been saying for a while that the writers need to find X Division stars that they actually want to devote TV time to. And Bischoff really likes those two guys. So if they're making Doug Williams a bigger heel by having him affiliated with Fortune, and then having him feud with Jay Lethal, who Bischoff loves to death, so you know he's going to get screen time, I think this could actually be a good thing for the X Division. Will anything else matter besides this feud? I think it will. I assume you're having main event Mafia flashbacks right now, and I get that, believe me. But that was a different case. That feud was 5 former world champions from WCW and WWE versus essentially every babyface on the roster. Whereas this just seems to be EV2 versus Fortune. And I'm sure it'll be a big storyline, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the company. But I don't think we need to worry about it taking over the entire show. If for no other reason than the ECW crew is nowhere near the same level as the Main Event Mafia was. I mean, aside from RVD, you're not going to be seeing any of these guys main eventing pay-per-views. I mean, Tommy Dreamer seems to be the leader of the group, and he's actually lost more matches than he's won since he showed up. I mean, he's already jobbed to a couple homegrown stars. So, if anything, I think EV2 are actually going to be the underdogs in this feud, so I don't think it's a huge concern just yet. Probably Madison Rayne. I'm sure most of you thought I was going to say Lacey Von Erich, and the reason I'm not saying Lacey is because she's not acting like she can wrestle. She's not even trying. I mean, she's openly admitted that she embarrasses herself in the ring, which she does, badly. So I don't think Lacey is under any illusions about what her talent level is or about what her role in TNA is. She's not trying to wrestle. I think she's just going out there and having fun and being happy about the fact that she has a job when she really shouldn't. And that's kind of the same reason why I'm not saying Velvet Sky either. Velvet, I think she knows she's not a good wrestler, which is probably why she focuses so much on other stuff. Promos, backstage segments, comedy bits. These are things that Velvet does well. And to her credit, I think she's learned to maximize the stuff she does well and minimize the stuff she doesn't. That being wrestling. I mean, you put her in a ring, you know exactly what she's going to deliver. You know the spots she's going to do. There's no variation there. She can be carried to something watchable if her opponent knows what she's doing. That's about it. She's really not trying to do anything else, and she probably shouldn't, and I think she knows that. The reason I say Madison Rayne is that because out of all the knockouts right now, she's the one who has been pushed to a level completely disproportionate to her talent. She has gotten better on the mic, and she's done an admirable job with the character stuff, I'll give her that much. But they tried to push her as a badass. It didn't work. They tried to make her the top knockout heel. It didn't work. She's had some solid performances, like 1 or 2, but she really hasn't had a single standout match since she joined the company. It was the same deal as when Tara came in last year. They gave her the mega push, she didn't deliver, but then the push just kept on going. And I'm not blaming Madison Rayne for this, it's not her fault. I'm blaming the writers for putting her in a spot that she wasn't suited for. She's not a top star, she's a mid-carder. And if she were partnering with someone like Nevaeh and going after the knockout tag titles, I'd be fine with that. The reason she's my answer is because the writers spent months trying to push her to a level that she just can't perform at, and I really don't know what made them think she could.